Good morning, everyone, and welcome to your training for the Platinum Limited Edition Pro B100 BioMax. This is our B complex vitamin with adaptogen blend. So it's two products in one that can help your customers relieve stress, anxiety, increase just a general sense of well-being, body metabolism goes up, and so much more. So we're gonna keep this video short and sweet. Now, the main characteristics of this formulation, which make it so special, are that it combines three key things that you want when you're looking for either a B complex vitamin or a stress busting formula. The first thing that we have here is bioavailability. Naka is using all of the B complex vitamins all in their coenzyme form, which means they are pre-activated for you so that the body does not have to do its conversion itself. And this is important because not everybody has that same ability to do the conversion of the regular form of B vitamins into the coenzyme form, which is the bioactive form. So we bypass all of that and we give the customer the B complex already ready to go, already in its most bioavailable format. Next is potency. This is one of the highest potency B complexes that I've come across and that you can find in the market today. You're going to see that using the full dose, which is 3 capsules a day, you're going to get 100 milligrams of most of the B vitamins, sometimes even more. And when it comes to B vitamins, we do want something that's high potency because we use them frequently, we use them up abundantly when we are under stress, and we do not store them in the body because these are water-soluble vitamins. So we need a good supply on a daily, regular basis, and getting something that's high potency is one of the ways to make sure you're doing that. Next, we know that this product includes a proven ingredient. It has a patent in there, which is called Sensoril. That's the trade name of a very special ashwagandha, actually the top selling ashwagandha patent. There are, I believe, 5 or 6 human studies, clinically proven what Sensoril ashwagandha can do. And what it basically comes down to is that ashwagandha, which is an Ayurvedic adaptogen herb, which helps people adapt to stress, contains an active ingredient called withanolides. What Sensoril has done is concentrate those withanolides to the point where it is very potent and it is very strong. So there's a more pronounced effect, the results come faster, and again, there's clinical studies to prove that. Sensoril has clinical studies showing it definitely helps people with stress and anxiety by lowering cortisol. It has GABAergic effects, excuse the pronunciation, but what it means is it promotes the synthesis of GABA, an anti-anxiety neurotransmitter in the brain. It is something that boosts serotonin levels as well. When we have higher amounts of these happy chemicals circulating, we just have a better overall improved response to stressful events. The fact is that 2 people could be exposed to the same circumstances, the same environment, the same stressors. One person could actually experience that as stress, release cortisol and adrenaline, and the other person has a perception of the same situation, environment, and events that leads them to not feel stressed at all. So when we take in adaptogens, when we increase our resistance to stress and our ability to respond to stress, we have an overall improvement in our well-being and in our quality of life. We also have a clinical study on Sensoril showing that it helps with abdominal fat loss. One of the responses of the body, especially in women, is to deposit fat around the abdomen, and that has evolved for women for obvious reasons. This is where a growing fetus might live, and in primitive times, if you were living more in touch with the elements, you could have a real dangerous threat to the survival of a young fetus if you're under stress. Today, our stressors are a whole lot different, but our body does react the exact same way. Sensoril also has a great study showing it can help improve sleep quality. When we have high amounts of cortisol over the long term, as in under chronic stress, or if there's a trauma, then we can have sleep disruptions. We can have a disruption in the circadian rhythm, which regulates the sleep cycle in us, in human beings. So we want to get that under track, because if you're not sleeping, you're not going to feel well, you're going to be stressed, and then you'll be stressed and not be able to sleep, and it's this vicious cycle. And I'm sure you've seen that and come across that with your customers. So next, let's just go through all the Bs really quick. We've got B1 is benfotiamine. Again, that's the coenzyme form. We've got 100 milligrams. B2, riboflavin, 5-phosphate, 100 milligrams. Vitamin B3, niacin. We have 360 milligrams. I highly encourage you all to read a great book by Dr. Abram Hoffer. He is now passed, but he's a psychiatrist who was using niacin therapy and had a very high success rate working with schizophrenics and working with people who were suffering with alcoholism. So niacin is vital. And when we increase our niacin in our diets and in our supplements, we do have a better sense of well-being. It does other things as well. It helps with the cardiovascular system. People will use it for cholesterol, but it definitely is a vitamin in the B family that makes us feel really good. And 360 milligrams is a nice therapeutic dose, right? You're gonna actually have a noticeable effect. Dr. Hoffer, just if you think this is a high dose, Dr. Hoffer himself was using in excess of this. He was using about 2,000 milligrams or 2 grams daily, if I am correct. I have to double check that. It could even be more. So we've got niacin, vitamin B5, calcium D-pentothenate, 300 milligrams. Important again for boosting our neurotransmitters, which help us resist and fight stress. Vitamin B6, 100 milligrams. Crucial if a woman is suffering with PMS. It has an important role to play at the level of the liver when it comes to processing and metabolizing hormones. And it does have a role to play in the synthesis of neurotransmitters again. Vitamin B12, methylcobalamin. We need this for red blood cell formation. Whether or not we have pernicious anemia, it's good to have it in ample supply in our diets and supplement with it when necessary, and especially when we're under stress. Folic acid, L5-methyl tetrahydrofolate. We do have this form of folic acid by itself now, and that would be for someone who's looking to get pregnant and prevent neural tube defects. Not everybody uses folic acid as folate to the same degree. Some people have maybe a genetic reason why they are not converting to the coenzyme form of the 5-methyl tetrahydrofolate, and we want to make sure we give the bioactive folic acid when possible to a woman who wants to get pregnant. The reason we take folic acid in advance of getting pregnant is the neural tube defects can form before a woman even registers as pregnant and knows that she's pregnant. So it's all about prevention. Then we have biotin, the beauty vitamin. Then we have vitamin C. The adrenals use a ton of vitamin C when we are under stress. Choline, inositol, PABA. There's your whole B complex. All the Bs work together synergistically, so you do want to take them together. Although they will have effect if you supplement, B6 by itself or B12 by itself. Ultimately, you at least want to add to that a B complex. Again, sensoril ashwagandha. To sensoril, we add rhodiola and Panax ginseng. When you combine herbs, again, there's new properties that develop, and there are new effects and a synergy between the herbs that leads to a greater result and benefit than if you took these herbs separate from one another. So two supplements essentially in one can help your customers save money and increase their compliance. They're more likely to take one supplement a day, every day faithfully, than they are to take 2 or many more different supplements in their protocol. Here are the conditions you want to think immediately about when it comes to BioMax. When someone's mentioning stress, of course, and stress has a role to play in virtually all diseases, especially the chronic diseases. When it comes to mental health, stress, anxiety, depression, these things oftentimes go together. Definitely sleep issues, which can affect mental health and well-being. Anything to do with the nervous system, like a neuropathy, diabetic neuropathy, that's the tingling and numbness in the hands and feet. Give it to people who have MS. We have a pilot study showing high doses of biotin can be very beneficial for somebody with multiple sclerosis. Please see me or call me if you'd like to have that study. They're doing quite a high dose, and we'll talk about that further at that time. Parkinson's disease, anything to do with the functioning of the nervous system and with the functioning of the brain. Any kind of chronic disease, for example, Crohn's, colitis, celiac, IBS, irritable bowel diseases, you're oftentimes going to focus a lot on improving digestion with probiotics, curcuminoids, L-glutamine, and the like. But sometimes we forget that flare-ups, especially with Crohn's and colitis, that's the blood in the stool, that oftentimes happens during or after a very stressful event. There is a huge relationship between the gut and the mind. That's the mind-body connection expressed in the most obvious way. Stressful event happens, blood in the stool, maybe an hour or two after even. I have seen this. And then PMS, a shortage of the B complex vitamins and high cortisol will lead to premenstrual syndrome and all its manifestations. But if you take the right B complex with the right herbs, you can oftentimes sail through that time of the month. And you do have a colleague on staff, so she knows who she is. She's got a great testimonial on this product. She feels the difference in her body, and that's really the most important thing that can be shared, is somebody's own personal experience with the product. So again, Naka Platinum limited edition, Canadian made, owned, and operated product. This is a big deal right now. People are loving this. Very bioavailable with an adaptogen blend that includes a patented ingredient, all in a very nice high therapeutic dose where the customer, the client, or the patient is really going to get a beneficial effect. Have a great day, everyone. Any questions, please let me know.